The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. When Jesus saw the crowds, he went up the mountain. And after he had sat down, his disciples came to him. He began to teach them, saying, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the land. Blessed are they who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they will be satisfied. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. Blessed are the clean of heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. Blessed are they who are persecuted for the sake of righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when they insult you and persecute you, and utter every kind of evil against you falsely because of me. Rejoice and be glad, for your reward will be great in heaven." The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Our Gospel today begins with Jesus going up the mountain. And the crowd there would be reminded of the time in their history when Moses went up the mountain. And there Moses would receive the law of God, including the 10 Commandments, to bring down to his people. Now, when Jesus goes up the mountain, he'll proclaim a new divine law, but this time on his own authority. We're told in today's Gospel that Jesus sat down. In ancient times, this was the position of authority, to sit. And from there, he will present what has come to be known as the Sermon on the Mount. This fills 3 chapters in Matthew's Gospel, chapters 5, 6, and 7, and it will provide a dramatic contrast to the Old Law. Now, the Old Law had a great deal of divine wisdom, human wisdom, and what we often think of as common sense. Newsweek magazine has a wonderful phrase. Every week they come out with a page about recent personalities in the news and whether they've improved or gone down in popularity. And they call it conventional wisdom. I think it's a wonderful phrase. The conventional wisdom of the old law, the new law that Jesus presents will be a dramatic contrast. Now, the overture, if you will, the exordium, the kickoff or the face-off to the Sermon on the Mount will be the Beatitudes, which we just heard read in today's Gospel. Now, we'll hear a lot more in future Sundays about the rest of the Sermon on the Mount, but today we focus on the Beatitudes. The Beatitudes. Who are the blessed? Makarios is the Greek word. Who are the truly happy? Not what you think, Jesus says. Let's look at what he says. Look at each of these Beatitudes. Blessed are the poor in spirit. Who are they? Some scripture scholars think Jesus originally said simply, "Blessed are the poor," and that the gospel writer added the phrase, "in the spirit," to show that it doesn't simply mean being dirt poor. It means someone who doesn't care about money or wealth, for whom this is not a priority or a high value. I realize this does go against the American spirit. We Americans are told to be enterprising, hardworking, thrifty, to show a profit. Blessed are they who mourn. We don't want to mourn. We don't want to mourn. Sometimes we have to. Somebody in the family dies, but we want to have a good time. We want to enjoy ourselves. We want to have fun. Blessed are the meek. Meek? Who wants to be meek? Another translation I saw of this translated that word as gentle. Blessed are the gentle. Well, that sounds a little better than meek. But we don't want to be meek, do we? We want to be strong, powerful, dominant. Number one. Blessed are they who hunger and thirst for righteousness. Now, there's an ugly word, huh? Righteousness. The Greek noun, dikaiosine. An older Catholic translation translated it by justice. In fact, I do have a French Bible and a Spanish Bible, and they both translate that word by justice. And what does it mean, this righteousness? It seems to mean getting things right, okay? Making things right. So this is what Jesus recommends. You're the kind of person who wants to make things right. You care about justice. Blessed are the merciful. Who are the merciful? If you're merciful, you're the kind of person who can forgive, to let things go. You don't steam over injuries. You don't hold a grudge. You don't harbor resentment. You don't need to get even. Blessed are the clean of heart. It can mean not entertaining ugly thoughts. But the experts tell us that it really means being single-minded, okay? To be an upfront kind of person. You don't have something up your sleeve, okay? You don't have a hidden agenda. You don't say one thing and mean another. Blessed are they who are persecuted for the sake of righteousness. The kind of person gets into trouble because you do want to make things right. You care about justice, especially justice for those who don't ordinarily get it. You are a person of character. You are a man or woman of principle. And that gets you into trouble sometimes. And finally, blessed are you when they insult and persecute you and utter every kind of evil falsely against you because of me. Well, in today's media, in the last few days, the unrest in Egypt and the Arab world, but remember the week before that, stories of an explosion in Egypt, killing a number of people who were Christians. Christians around the world in various places being discriminated against because of Jesus. How about you? Do you ever suffer insult and discrimination because of your obvious Christian principles? For being a Catholic? If so, blessed are you. Well, to wrap this all up, notice that after every beatitude, there's a reward. Blessed are they who mourn, for they will be comforted, okay? But notice they all carry the word will, okay? It doesn't come right away. It's in the future. What do psychologists call this? Isn't it delayed gratification? Now, I realize, again, this goes against the American way of life. I mean, our advertising in the media programs us to expect immediate rewards, okay? I want it right away, right away. I want it, and I want it now. After all, aren't we Americans the ones who invented buying on time? Get it now, pay for it later? Aren't we Americans the ones who invented the credit card? But Jesus wants us to be patient. The reward will come. He's telling us, do what you can to be the kind of person that he recommends here in the Beatitudes. And as he tells us, if you do, rejoice and be glad, for your reward will be great in heaven.